What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts, and welcome to MMR Live number 15. Tonight we're going to be talking about Candyman 2021. I want to say this right up front. If you guys have not yet seen Candyman 2021, you might want to avoid this stream. I'm going to try to keep this stream spoiler-free, but obviously no promises, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk about some spoilers here tonight, but I am going to do my best to keep this spoiler-free. So again, if you have not yet seen Candyman 2021, go watch the movie, then come back and watch this stream. Again, I'm going to try to keep it spoiler-free as much as I can. I can't make no promises about people in the chat. Not sure how that's going to go. But yeah, so we're talking about Candyman. Now, before we get into that, there's a little update I want to give you guys about MMR Live. I'm still going to be doing these every week. Nothing's changing there. But most likely, I will not be doing an episode next week because most of you should know that next week is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and I felt like, that's a day that I probably just shouldn't do a stream. I should probably just take that day off, obviously in honor of the people who lost their lives on 9/11. I'm not saying that I'm not going to do a stream. Maybe I'll move it to Friday, September 10th. Again, if you guys don't follow me on my Facebook page or my Instagram, do so. All that stuff is in the description down below. And I will keep you guys updated on it. If anything changes, I'm going to keep you guys updated. But as of right now, I will not be doing a MMR Live next week on 9/11, just for reasons that I've said. So yeah, tonight we're talking about Candyman 2021. I know it's been out for a week and 1 day at the point of, well, now as I'm doing the stream, it's been out for a week and 1 day. I watched it yesterday. I was a week late, and I'm actually really glad I seen the movie. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about how I felt about the new Candyman. Now, at first when the trailers were coming out, I wasn't super excited for this new Candyman movie, believe it or not. I was kind of just, oh yeah, they're making a new Candyman movie. That's cool. It doesn't look terrible. I never thought that the trailers were bad or anything like that. There are scenes and shots in the trailer that had me excited, I guess. But I wasn't super excited for it. Obviously I'm really hyped up for Halloween Kills. I wasn't like that for Candyman. I don't know. It's just something about the trailers were just kind of normal to me. I don't know. I just wasn't super excited for it. And I don't think the trailers really did the movie justice. After seeing the movie, I was really impressed with the new Candyman movie. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it was really, really good. It was better than I expected. And I think it was better than a lot of people expected, which is a good thing, of course. We want a good movie. And the Candyman franchise, to me, is pretty solid. The only Candyman film that's not good is Candyman 3. Like, as you guys know, before we got Candyman 2021, there was only 3 Candyman movies. I actually watched Candyman 3 for the first time last night because I just wanted to watch it. Everyone told me, hey, just avoid Candyman 3, don't watch it, it's no good. And I decided, I want to watch it. Like, you're all telling me it's bad, let me experience it for myself. So I watched Candyman 3, and it really wasn't great. It really wasn't great. Now, there's things I like about it. I thought the kills were pretty good in Candyman 3. Tony Todd was great as Candyman, of course, even though, from what I've heard, Tony Todd doesn't like his performance in that movie as Candyman. I thought he did okay. I thought it was fine. That didn't really bother me as much. I thought he had some pretty decent lines in Candyman 3, but overall, Candyman 3 was not great. Caroline's scream in that movie, I just hate. I think her scream is terrible. It's not good at all. But at least I've seen it. Now I've seen every single movie in the Candyman franchise. But yeah, I mean, the Candyman franchise is pretty solid other than 3. The first movie's great, of course. Farewell to the Flesh is great. I actually just ordered Farewell to the Flesh today from Scream Factory. I had to have it because I didn't have it in the collection. The only one I have is the original Candyman here on Blu-ray, collector's edition from Scream Factory. And funny enough, when I wanted to get this so bad when it came out, which I didn't, and I got it from Best Buy. I ordered it from Best Buy's website, and I ended up paying like $20 for this. And like a month or two after I got it, I was seeing this at Walmart for like $12. I was so mad. I was like, I could have got this for $12. But either way, this was well worth the money. It's a great transfer. Plenty of special features. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a glare. Plenty of special features on it. And I don't know. I just recommend this copy of the movie if you don't have it. But as I said, Farewell to the Flesh is on its way. Very excited for that. I hope Hope it comes in soon. Let me see see if chat isn't updating for me. Yeah, chat's not updating for me for some reason. I was like, wait a minute, is nobody watching the stream? Like, what's going on? So let me see what's going on here real quick, guys. Comments, no. I don't know why chat isn't updating. That's weird. I might have to get on my phone and read chat, unfortunately. I'm not sure what's going on there. But let me know in the live chat or the comment section down below, however you're watching this, if you guys have seen Candyman 2021, give me your guys' thoughts. So let's get into Candyman 2021. That's why you guys are here. As I said, I did enjoy the movie. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is obviously really high. It surprised me. It really surprised me. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I went into it, again, the trailers didn't really have me super excited for it. I went into it thinking, maybe we're at least going to get a decent Candyman movie. Now, I'm not trying to say that I immediately thought the movie was going to be bad. I wasn't judging it. It's just I wasn't expecting it to be amazing. Like, I knew that Tony Todd wasn't going to be the main Candyman in this movie. Everyone was telling me, hey, Tony Todd's playing Candyman, which you're not wrong. He did play Candyman in this movie. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. But he's not our main Candyman in this movie. And I was telling people that, like, hey, I'm pretty sure Tony Todd is not playing our main Candyman. And everyone was like, no, he's playing our main Candyman. And, of course, he didn't play our main Candyman. But he is in the movie as Candyman. Again, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But the movie really took me by surprise. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I went into it thinking, okay, so I'm watching Candyman. I'm here in the theater. Let's see how it is. And it blew me away. There's a lot of things in it that I would have changed, but there's also a lot of things in it that I thought was really creative, especially the way the movie was shot. And let me get into Nia DeCosta's directing. I believe I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, you guys can correct me, but I believe it's Nia DeCosta. She really has an eye for horror. I hope she continues directing horror movies. I hope she just continues directing in general. I'm sure she will. I think this might be her first movie. I'm not 100% sure. And if it is her first movie, it's a great first movie for her. An amazing first movie. The way the film was shot was kind of unique. There's a few shots in it that I thought were like, oh, I've never really seen anything like that before. And I'm not going to talk about it yet because I am going to talk about kills. When I get to the kills, I'll say that there's probably going to be spoilers, but there's no spoilers yet. But Nia DeCosta really has an eye for horror. I think she can definitely direct horror very well. I know she was one of the writers on this movie, so was Jordan Peele, and I believe someone else. She didn't write the movie by herself, but she definitely has an eye for horror. She's really good at directing, and I just want to see more from her. If they do make a sequel to this new Candyman movie, I'm not saying that they are, but if they do make a new sequel to this new Candyman movie, I really hope she comes back to direct it. I think she will. I don't really want them to change the style. I think the style really works for her. So I'm hoping that if there is a sequel to this Candyman movie that she comes back, because she's the woman for the job. She's a very good director, and it took me by surprise. And I'm not saying that I didn't think she wasn't going to be a good director. I just wasn't sure how it was going to be. I was kind of like, what are we going to get here? And it took me by surprise. So let me get into chat here. I know I've been blabbing for so long. We got Machete Slasher in the chat. Welcome to the stream, man. We got Michael Myers. Good to see you, man. We got Horror Man 93. Let's see, Candyman was surprisingly good. I wasn't very hyped for the movie, but then I seen it and liked it. Exactly. I was the same way. I just wasn't really excited for it. In my mind, it was just like, oh, they're making a new Candyman movie. That's cool. And it ended up being a good Candyman movie, a really good Candyman movie. It took me by surprise, and as I said, I think it took a lot of people by surprise. Not planning to watch it, so I don't mind spoilers. Man, I'm telling you, I do recommend it. If you're a fan of the original movie, you're going to like this one. I mean, I was kind of worried about it too, because as I said, I knew Tony Todd wasn't going to be our main Candyman, which I would imagine would turn a lot of people off from the movie. But don't let that turn you off from the movie, because it's still a very good Candyman film. It really did take me by surprise. Is it perfect? No. But what we got, I feel like, is definitely... what's the word I'm looking for here? It was definitely just a good sequel. That's really all I have to say. Just watch it if you haven't. I do recommend it. The director did a good job, and actors did too. Yeah, everyone who was involved with this movie did absolutely incredible. Let's see. The trailer doesn't justify the film. Yeah, that's what I was saying the whole time. Like, the trailer looked good. I never thought that the trailers looked bad. I never thought that, oh, this looks like a garbage movie. I never had that in my mind. I just thought, it's a Candyman movie. Okay, like that's cool. We're getting a Candyman movie. It really doesn't justify the movie because the trailers are not bad, but the movie is so good. Like just from watching those trailers, you wouldn't be like, "Oh wow, this looks like an absolutely incredible movie." Now, I'm not trying to sit here and say that the new Candyman is a masterpiece, but it's very good. It's a respectable sequel. That's another thing I wanted to get into. As most of you know, that this new Candyman movie is supposed to be a direct sequel to the original, and it feels like a direct sequel to the original. That's the one thing that bothered me about Halloween 2018 is Halloween 2018 to me personally, maybe it's because I'm just so attached to Halloween 2 1981, Halloween 2018 personally didn't feel like a direct sequel to Halloween 1978, and that's what it was supposed to be. This new Candyman movie 100% felt like a sequel to Candyman 1992, and I think that's why it really worked for me even more. And it really did feel like a sequel. And that's another thing, because usually when you hear about, a franchise is retconning its sequels other than the original, you think, oh, well, here we go again. This is going to be, what is this going to be? And this one really accomplished the feel of being a sequel to the original, pretty much. I like the idea of multiple Candymans. That's another thing I was going to get into. I might as well talk about it now. I like the idea as well. At first, before I even watched the movie, I was watching some non-spoiler reviews. And, obviously people were on there talking about, oh, we got multiple Candymans now. And the first thing that went through my mind was like, why? Like, why is that a thing? Why is there multiple Candymans? That's just stupid. Because obviously Tony Todd is our Candyman. We can all agree with that, just like Robert Englund is our Freddy Krueger. Tony Todd is our Candyman. And I think that turned a lot of people off. But after watching the movie and the way that they unfolded it and told us how there's multiple Candymans and it all went together very nicely. I will say that. It went together very nicely. At first, I was even like, multiple Candymans? I don't know how I feel about that. And then I saw the movie and I was like, you know what? This works. This absolutely works. And it really did take me by surprise. It took a lot of people by surprise. Most of the people who have been putting out reviews on like Instagram or YouTube have said like, this was way better than I expected. And that's obviously a great thing. I say this so many times, but none of us want a bad movie. Nobody wants a bad movie in a franchise that we love, and Candyman is definitely a loved franchise. I love the franchise, a lot of people do, and it took us by surprise. And I will say it's definitely a respectable sequel. It 100% feels like a sequel. Let's see, Candyman 3 sucks so bad. The girl scream in that film, that's what I'm saying. Caroline's scream in that movie was absolutely terrible. Her scream was literally this. It was so bad. It was terrible. The scream was terrible. Couldn't have been better. Could have been better, but it was okay. The conclusion was kind of rushed, though. I do agree that it had its problems, 100%. It's not a perfect film. That's why I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And I do somewhat agree with that. The ending did feel like it hit us, like that. Like, it hit us quick. Because, it was kind of calm, and then things really hit us hard at the end there. I do kind of agree with that. I do feel like the ending of this movie did feel kind of rushed. I'm going to talk about the ending in more detail later on in the stream, but I do agree with you to some extent. It did feel kind of rushed, but for me personally, I don't hate the ending. I thought the ending was a good idea. I think it definitely worked, and it's sort of an impactful ending. We'll get into all that here in a little bit, but I do agree with you. It does feel a tad rushed to me. But I don't hate the ending. Let's see. I agree. It's a solid franchise besides 3, 100%. Candyman 1992 is easily in top 5 of 90s or at least top 10. Candyman 92 is in top 5 for me, probably for 90s. I really love Candyman. Funny enough, though, I say this a lot too on the channel, but it's not a film that I watch a ton. It's a film that I should probably watch more because I do absolutely love Candyman. I think it's one of the best horror movies ever made, actually. Especially for the 90s, of course. But it's one I don't watch a lot. I've probably seen the original Candyman at most 3 or 4 times, and I know that's not a lot, but every time I watch it, I enjoy it more and more. The sequel, Farewell to the Flesh, I've seen like once. That's why I ordered it, because I wanted to own it. 3, I've seen that one time, and I probably won't revisit that. I don't know, I might. I was thinking about buying it used just to have it, just to have the entire Candyman franchise. Still debating on that, but Candyman 1992 is definitely one of the top 5 best horror movies of the 90s. Let's see. No one's watching. I literally thought that at first. I was looking at my chat, and I just see nothing coming up, and I was like, wait a minute. Am I literally just talking to myself here? But something's wrong with the chat on StreamYard, so I'm not sure what's going on. I thought he was going to play Candyman throughout. A lot of people thought Tony Todd was going to play Candyman throughout the entire film, which I think if he did play Candyman throughout the entire film, this movie would have been a lot better. I would have loved it even more if Tony Todd did play Candyman throughout the whole film. I probably would have ended up giving it a 9. And I'm not saying that the new guy who plays Candyman is bad, and that's another thing I wanted to touch up on. The new Candyman, to me, was good. He was really good. Now, he's not no Tony Todd, of course, but he was really good. What's his name again? Michael Hargrove. I believe his name is Michael Hargrove. Again, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Hargrove was a good Candyman. Now, if we see a sequel to this movie, which really wouldn't surprise me. Again, I'm not saying we're getting a sequel, but it wouldn't surprise me just because of how well this movie did on opening weekend. I think it made like $22 million on opening weekend, and the budget was like $25 million. So, of course, by this point, it's already made its money back. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a sequel. Michael Hargrove, I'm not sure if he would be involved with the sequel if they do it. I would love to see him play Candyman again. I think he did a really good job. I thought the character, that he played the character very well. Again, he's not no Tony Todd, but he did play the character very well. And if I remember correctly, now that I'm thinking about it, Michael Hargrove's Candyman didn't have any dialogue, I don't think. In the beginning of the movie, he's handing that kid candy, which I like the idea that Candyman is actually giving out candy in this movie. I think that was a pretty smart move. But if I remember correctly, Michael Hargrove's Candyman has no dialogue at all. Obviously, Tony Todd's Candyman had a ton of dialogue throughout the 3 films that he did. Michael Hargrove's had none. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me, though. I thought the soundtrack was great. Yeah, the music in the movie wasn't bad. It's obviously not better than the original Candyman soundtrack, but it was good. But yeah, I agree. It was a good soundtrack. I liked that they brought back a character from the OG, Anthony, and made him the main guy in the movie. I think that was a smart move as well, making, the baby, a.k.a. Anthony from the original film, an adult in this movie and kind of follow his character once again. I think that was the smartest move. I think that was the best way to take the film. Also having his mother come back, who was also in the original film for that short amount of time, was even nice. Just getting a cameo from her was really cool. I really like Anthony's character. I think he's a really cool character in this movie. Obviously, in the original, he's just a baby. In this movie, he is the main guy, and I like it. I really do like it. I like how it continues to follow him. Vanessa Williams, yes, exactly. Like I said, Anthony's mom in this movie, it was good to see her again. Jordan Peele is great. I like his films. As you guys know, a lot of people were thinking as well that, Jordan Peele was directing this movie. For the longest time, people were like, oh, Jordan Peele is directing a new Candyman movie, which he was originally supposed to, I believe. I think he was supposed to write and direct this new Candyman. But, of course, Nia ended up doing it, and I'm glad she did, because she did a very good job. She's making a name for herself in horror now. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for her name in future projects. Hopefully her next project is a sequel to the Candyman that we just watched this year, that we've all seen, hopefully, most of us. If you haven't seen it, again, I highly encourage you to go watch it. But I hope we see her name here very soon again, directing a horror movie. But Jordan Peele is a good director. I haven't seen Us. I've seen Get Out, or parts of Get Out, but I haven't seen Us yet, which I need to. But I agree, he's an upcoming horror legend as well, I think. He has another horror movie coming out next year called Nope, which is a very interesting title. But like I said, originally he was supposed to direct and write this new Candyman, but that didn't happen. Again, I'm glad that Nia did it, because she really killed it. She definitely has an eye for horror. She has unique shots. There were some shots in that movie that are very unique that I'm going to get to here very soon. Michael Myers says, Machete Slasher, you should give it a watch. You definitely should, because it's a good movie. Got to give every director a chance. Yeah. At least they got Tony to play Candyman. Let's talk about Tony Todd, because I feel like that's a really hot topic right now, because everybody knows Tony Todd. Tony Todd is Candyman, of course. So if you've seen the movie, this is a potential spoiler. So again, if you're watching this, I warned you in the beginning, there's definitely going to be some spoilers in this, but a potential spoiler here is Candyman. Tony Todd only shows up as Candyman at the very end of this film. He has a cameo that's literally about 20 seconds or so, which is not a lot. I do think Tony Todd should have had more screen time, but I think his ending was impactful. I think it was done very well, because when you see Tony Todd appear on screen, it gave me goosebumps. When I saw him on screen, I was like, holy crap, there's Tony Todd. And of course he says, tell everyone. And that's all he says. He literally has two words in this entire movie. He says, tell everyone, which, I just wish there was more of him, but what we got was nice. I always say, at least we got something. We could have got nothing at all. At least we got something. But that ending to me, I don't know, it just gave me goosebumps. Just seeing him as Candyman again was like, wow, there he is. There's Tony Todd. And it was really cool. I really do wish that he would have had more screen time, but there's nothing we could do about it, really. Candyman, another brilliant idea from Clive Barker. Clive Barker is a horror genius. He's up there with Stephen King, John Carpenter, Wes, another horror genius. So, you gotta love Clive Barker. It's 8.52 for me. The OG is a 9. The OG for me, I'd probably give a 10, to be honest. I think the original Candyman is a 10. I don't know where I'm going to place Farewell to the Flesh yet. I need to rewatch it. But I'm definitely, the worst one's definitely Candyman 3. But I'm still debating if Farewell to the Flesh is better than Candyman 2021, or if Candyman 2021 is better than Farewell to the Flesh. I don't know. That one's tough for me. I feel Candyman 2021 was a better direct sequel than H18. I agree with that. As I said earlier, it definitely feels like a sequel to the original Candyman. Obviously, there's nods to the original movie. Hardcore fans would pick it up. They talk about Helen in the new Candyman. They pretty much explain the entire story of the first movie almost. Another thing I was going to mention too, I don't know if you guys picked up on this. Now, I'm not sure if this movie was supposed to retcon 2 and 3. I think it was, because again, it was a direct sequel to the original movie. But there's definitely nods to Farewell to the Flesh and Candyman 3, in my opinion. Because, of course, they tell Tony Todd's Candyman, a.k.a. Daniel, they tell his backstory, and the backstory that they tell in this new movie is the same story that they tell in Farewell to the Flesh, which I think was definitely a nod to the movie, which was really nice. And Candyman 3 reference to me is the painting stuff, because as we all know, Anthony is a painter, he's an artist. And that there's in the beginning of Candyman 3, there's some art that we see, and I just kind of got that vibe that maybe they were trying to do nods to those two films. Because, of course, we all know that Halloween 2018 was doing the same thing. They were giving nods to the franchise and movies in the franchise. I think the new Candyman was doing the same thing, which is nice. I mean, I like seeing nods, and there wasn't too much at all. But, hardcore horror fans would pick up on... Hardcore Candyman fans would pick up on that stuff. But I agree. I think it was a way better direct sequel to the original film than Halloween 2018 was to Halloween 78. I definitely agree with that. I like that mentioned Helen and pretty much gave a recap of her from the first movie. Exactly. Like I said, it just felt like a direct sequel. It really did. It felt like this was the second Candyman movie, even though technically it's not. They did very good with it. And I'm glad Helen was mentioned. I'm glad that they didn't ignore her character, because obviously she's a huge character, and if this is going to be a direct sequel to the original movie, you have to mention Helen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they did that. That's one thing that also had me worried. I was like, what are we going to get of Helen? Is there going to be anything? Or is it going to be like a Spiral situation where we just see her picture or something? Because as most of you know, in Spiral, we just see a picture of John Kramer. John Kramer's not actually in it. We don't hear him. I thought maybe they were going to do something like that in this new Candyman with Helen, but luckily, we hear her, they explain her backstory again. I think everything was cool. Oh, her story from the first movie. I think that went really well. Yeah, that ending does feel like that. Yeah, it does feel a little rushed, but it doesn't feel too rushed to where it's not good. I still think it's a really good ending, which I'm going to get into that very soon. From one of the greatest minds horror. Clive Barker is definitely one of the best minds in horror. Let's see. But the new Candyman, the main one, did good. Love that scene with Anthony sees him in the mirror. Yeah, that's what I was going to mention as well. That scene where Candyman is mirroring Anthony, that was absolutely creepy. I think Michael Hargrove, who played the new Candyman, he looked absolutely creepy. He looked terrifying in that scene. Same with the elevator when Anthony looks up and he sees Candyman. He looks creepy. He really does. And that's another thing I wanted to get into. A lot of this movie, was focused on today's standards, obviously police brutality against African American people, which is definitely understandable. I mean, that is where we're at in the world. Because, Michael Hargrove's Candyman was literally shot down by police. He was accused of putting razors in the candy because, again, he actually gave out candy, which I think was a nice touch, but he was shot and killed by the police because he was accused of putting razors in the candy, and you come to find out that it wasn't even him. He was innocent, which is sad, and we kind of get that with Anthony. So let's talk about the end a little bit. So obviously you guys know at the end of the movie, Anthony becomes a Candyman. As we said earlier, there are multiple Candymans now, and I do like that. Anthony at the end of this film does become a Candyman. And I thought that was a really cool touch. At first, I was thinking, maybe he's just going to die. Maybe he's going to live throughout the whole film. But I wasn't expecting him to become a Candyman. Again, I do agree that the ending did feel rushed, but I did not expect him to become a Candyman. I just think that was a really good touch. I think that was a smart move. And if we do get a sequel to this movie, I kind of hope, obviously, we see more of Anthony's Candyman. I hope he becomes the main Candyman in the next Candyman if we get it. How many times did I say Candyman right there? I feel like he should pop up and kill me by now. But, there's no reflect. Well, I mean, I am kind of looking at myself on the screen, but I don't think that counts. But, if I die, you guys know why. You're going to see a hook go through me or something. It'd be hilarious. But I think the next movie, if they do a sequel to this, should definitely focus on Anthony's Candyman. That's the route I would go if I was going to be doing the sequel to this. Not sure if they're going to do that. But again, I like that happened. I think that was a good ending. It was kind of a twist and a shock. But that's kind of my thoughts on it. I honestly want a sequel. I do too. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to this one. I think I liked it and some people did. Like, most people were obviously pleasantly surprised with the movie, as was I. But I think I like it a lot. I really do. I really think this year in general for horror has been great. I'm going to get into that at the end of the year. I'll probably do a whole stream at the end of the year, just talking about how great this year has been. But it definitely took me by surprise. Yes, it's 40 million last time I checked, so it's definitely made double its money back almost. Because it was 25 million, so it's almost doubled its money back. And I'm sure we might get a sequel. I think they should, but if we don't, we don't. We still got a good movie. No, he doesn't have no lines. That's what I thought. Michael Hargrove's Candyman had no lines, which is very strange, but at the same time, I think that may have been a smart move. Anthony got obsessed with Candyman. Yeah, I like the idea, too, that Anthony pretty much brought Candyman back. It's almost like Candyman was a thing of the past. He was forgotten. And then Anthony just got so obsessed with the urban legend of Candyman that he brought him back. And not only did he bring Candyman back, he became a Candyman. I think that was a genius move. I think that was a really good move. I think it was a really good move, which is really cool. So I like that whole thing, and everything just worked out for me. I really enjoyed the film. Let's see. Yeah, I honestly thought Tony Todd was going to play him throughout the whole movie, but at least he was involved. Yeah, that everyone thought that. I thought that because that's what I was told, but at the same time I was telling people, I'm pretty sure he's not playing Candyman throughout the whole thing because they have someone else credited as Candyman. But at least we got something. We can't complain too much because I think it would have been even worse if we didn't get anything of Tony Todd. So we should be thankful for at least what we got, in my opinion. They saved the legend for last. It was a very good ending. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. SPC Bird, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Candyman 2021 is a better movie than Farewell to the Flesh, in my opinion. There it is. I was waiting to see if somebody was going to say that. I'm not going to make that decision yet. I want to rewatch Farewell to the Flesh. I ordered it. It's on its way. I'm going to watch it, and then maybe I'll make that decision. But I will say that Candyman 2021 is probably really close with it. I think it's a very good sequel to the original. I think they're both really good sequels, personally. I kind of wish... Let me throw this at you guys. I kind of wish that this new Candyman was a sequel to Candyman 3. Like, imagine if we got an actual good Candyman 3. That would have been nice, but at the same time, again, it's a really nice direct sequel. Like, if someone tells me, Candyman 2021 is my sequel to the original, I wouldn't be mad at it if someone told me, hey, Farewell to the Flesh is my sequel to the original. I wouldn't be mad at it. See, when people tell me, like, oh, my sequel to Halloween 1978 is Halloween 2018, I'm kind of like, really? Like, you don't think Halloween 2 1981 is better? Because, again, to me, Halloween 2018 just didn't feel like a direct sequel to the first movie. I know it is. It takes place 40 years later, but it just didn't have that feel to me. The Candyman movie definitely did, so let's see. It didn't directly reference any of the events from Farewell to the Flesh. It's a nod. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's a nod. And it was a really nice nod. I'm glad that they nodded to Farewell to the Flesh, and to me, they even nodded to Day of the Dead a little bit. Let's see. I'm sorry I'm late. I had a bad dream about Oompa Loompas. Oh, God. Don't get me on Oompa Loompas. A lot of people's not going to get this joke, but last stream, someone asked me, what was a non-horror movie that scared you as a kid? And I said Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because as a kid, the Oompa Loompas did kind of freak me out, to be honest. I mean, not so much now, obviously, even though I still think that they're weird looking and I still think that they probably would kill you. My mindset back then was like, when I watched that movie, I was like, those things can kill you. I feel like those things would be like under your bed or like they're going to kill you. So, man, having bad dreams about Oompa Loompas, man, that's not good, man. You were probably up all night. You're probably tired. Let's see. Yeah, it's a trend to do nods now to horror, I feel. Yeah, and Halloween 2018 pretty much started that, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if you are going to retcon the franchise, at least acknowledging them or nodding to them in a way is good because it makes the fans more satisfied, I think. So I'm glad that Candyman did that as well. But I feel like the nods in this one weren't so much like Halloween 2018. Halloween 2018 was just nods after nods. This one, they kind of threw them in here and there, and then it just went on to being the sequel to the original. So I think that was better. I think that really worked for this new movie, but nods are always good. Yeah, Helen is top tier for the main character in the franchise besides Candyman himself. I agree. If they didn't mention Helen, or if Helen wasn't somewhat involved, which she's not really involved with this movie, but she is mentioned, we hear her, all that good stuff, they tell her backstory, or her story from the first movie. If they didn't do that, I feel like that would also make this movie not as good. I'm glad that they did that. And I think they knew that they had to do that. They knew that they had to mention Helen, because if they didn't, fans would be very upset. I would have been upset personally. If they didn't mention Helen, I would have been like, I don't really care about this movie then. So I'm glad they did that. I wanted them to do that, and they did, so I was very happy about that. Yes, I agree. He does look creepy. Yeah, Michael Hargrove's Candyman is absolutely terrifying. I would like to see him play Candyman again, but if they do another one, I hope that it focuses on Anthony's Candyman. I think that would be really cool. I didn't see that coming. I like he killed 3 cops in the last scene. Yeah, the ending massacre with Anthony killing the cops was really nice. Obviously, the cops went in there and shot up Anthony, which is police brutality because they really shot him up for no reason. Him coming back and kind of getting vengeance on them was really nice. I think that was really cool. It was a really good ending. I really do like the ending. I do agree that it felt rushed, but it's not something to where I watched it and I was like, man, that ending was absolutely terrible. The ending to me was done pretty well. It just wasn't perfect. I do agree that they probably could have even extended the movie a little bit more. It was only an hour and a half, which I believe is the shortest Candyman in the entire franchise. They probably could have extended the movie a little bit more, but what we got was fine. Maybe that's why it felt rushed. They wanted to cut down the run time. I'm not 100% sure. But they should have probably let the movie go on a little longer just to ease us into the ending. Then it probably wouldn't have felt so rushed. When he came out of the wall, I thought was scary. Oh yeah, in the beginning of the movie when he comes out of the hole in the wall in the projects, when the little boy's doing laundry, I forget his name. Because, he becomes an adult. Anthony's talking to him in the laundromat. I can't remember his name. I want to say it's William. I think it's William. I could be wrong, but I think it's William. I don't know. But yeah, when he came out of the wall, that was kind of creepy. And he was trying to give the boy candy. That was creepy. I think that was a nice opening scene. A nice first reveal of the new Candyman. I agree. I think that was a nice first reveal of the new Candyman for sure. It was very creepy. That's what I was going to say. This movie is scary. There's a lot of jump scares in this movie that actually got me. To be honest with you, this new Candyman was scarier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be, a typical slasher movie and just whatever. But it ended up being scarier than I thought. The elevator scene was pretty scary, like when it goes black and you hear that loud crack from the glass or whatever. That was really scary. What else was scary? There's a few scenes that were pretty uneasy to watch, I guess. It's not something that will stick with you. It's not like you're going to have nightmares about it or like scenes are going to stick in your head, but it's still a very, I would say the horror factor and the scare factor of this movie is definitely there, which is a good thing. Yes, even in one scene, he didn't want his girlfriend to say Candyman. Yeah, at that point, for the longest time, Anthony didn't believe that Candyman was a real thing. That's why he made the art piece that he made, and he was daring people to say it, because he didn't believe in it. And then, of course, people started dying, and then he asked the dude at the laundromat, like, hey, is Candyman real? And he ended up finding out that Candyman was actually real, and I think that's when he really realized, like, I've really messed up. I've done something wrong. And that's why I love Tony Todd's line at the end of the movie when he says, tell everyone. Some people might not understand why he said that. Like, what does that mean? To me, at least what I think, I could be wrong, but the reason why he's saying tell everyone is because he's trying to say, hey, tell everyone that Candyman is back. Like, he's back. He's been gone because he was definitely gone. So it's like, tell everyone that Candyman is back. Like, that's pretty... I think that line really was great. I just wish he had more screen time. Let's see. I'm glad it was a sequel to the first and not Candyman 3. Yeah, I mean, a sequel to Candyman 3 is unneeded. That's like saying someone wants a... Well, people probably do want this, but that's like saying you want a sequel to Halloween Resurrection. Like, why would you need that? You don't need a sequel to Halloween Resurrection. But yeah, I'm glad it was. I wouldn't have been mad if this was a sequel to Farewell to the Flesh. That would have been nice. But it being a sequel to the original movie, I think definitely fits. A lot of things are doing that anyways. It's kind of a trend now, so it didn't bother me. Let's see. What do you think about the couple's death? There we go. That's what I was going to talk about. Let's get into the kills now. So the first couple who dies, you guys know what I'm talking about at the spoilers, by the way, which I've been said this. The first couple who dies at like the art show, you guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. I thought the death scenes were good and it was shot well, but the dude who, I don't know if they were dating or what it was, but the dude literally sits there and sees his girlfriend get her throat cut by Candyman, and he's just like not taking it serious. Like, his line was like, are you serious? Like, what, is this real? Like, are you, like, I didn't get that. I was like, why is he not freaking out about this? And then when he died, he still wasn't like taking it serious. It just felt very weird to me. I'm not saying that it was bad. I think the kills were actually really good right there. I think it was shot very well. It's just the writing for that scene to me wasn't amazing. It's like, why are you not taking this serious? You know, you're seeing your girlfriend get killed right in front of you, and you're just not going to take it serious. That, to me, was very not awkward. To me, was very weird. I don't know why it was written like that, but I wouldn't have done that personally. But overall, let me say this about the kills. A lot of the kills are off-screen in this movie. In the trailer, you guys know we see the girls who are in their bathroom saying Candyman 5 times. All of their deaths are pretty much off-screen, but with that being said, it doesn't ruin anything. I think the off-screen kills for those girls were nice. They get locked in the bathroom and stuff, and the first girl who turned, you can't see fully where they were standing by the mirrors because the stalls are in the way. So the girl kind of goes off, beside the stalls, and we can't see her. And they're looking under the stall because something happened. Her books go flying. You hear this bang, and they look down. There's a little bit of blood dripping, and then it just starts pouring blood. I think the off-screen kills were still effective. I do wish that maybe there was a little more gore in it or practical effects. I don't know if they used practical effects for this movie. I think a lot of the blood was CGI, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't use practical effects, but I feel like they should have shown us the deaths more. It's still a slasher movie, but it's very much off-screen kills, which bothered me a little bit, but I don't think it affects the movie. When I watched it, I was like, yeah, we're not seeing them die, which kind of sucks, but it's still nice. It's still a really good scene. One kill that I really love, if you guys have seen the movie, the lady who wanted to be a critic for Anthony's work, her death was amazing. He tells her to go in the bathroom. He's like, you won't say Candyman 5 times. And, of course, he ends up leaving, but by the time he leaves, she's already said Candyman. We don't see her on screen saying Candyman 5 times. But she's definitely said Candyman 5 times because after Anthony leaves her apartment, you see her dying. And it's from a distance. The camera is zoomed out and the side of the building or the skyscraper is being shown. And you see her death just through her window. You see her she gets stabbed in the back and she gets drug across the window. I thought that was an amazing kill. I thought that was shot it was very unique how that was shot. And I thought that was really, really nice. That is 100% my favorite kill in this new Candyman movie. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. I'm talking about the lady who wanted to be a critic for Anthony's work, because obviously at this point Anthony's getting popular because people are dying from his story. I don't know if everyone believes it. Well, obviously not, because they're all saying Candyman. They're starting to, test his theory or see if it's real, and people are dying. So Anthony's sort of getting famous from that. And of course, she wants to take the opportunity to be a critic and get her name out there as well. Her death, to me, was mind-blowing. The way that was shot was just amazing. I never really seen anything like that. There's not too many shots like that. Just the way it was shot alone was great. I think, like I said, I think Nia DeCosta absolutely has an eye for horror and an eye for directing. So I don't know if you guys agree with that, if that's your favorite kill. There's a lot of kills in the movie, but a lot of them are generic kills or off screen. But hers, to me, just the way it was shot was really cool. I remember when I seen it in the theaters yesterday, I was like, wow, like that's an amazing kill. That was really cool. Let's see. Let's see. Where am I? Where am I? William is his name. Yeah, I think his name was William. The little boy I was talking about earlier, which obviously he became an adult, and he was the guy who Anthony was talking with in the laundromat. I have not seen it yet. You have a cough. So I don't want to be that guy, lol. I heard bad and good things about the movie. Like I said earlier, it's not perfect. There are things that I would have changed. Again, the ending does feel kind of rushed. But overall, I think most Candyman fans will enjoy this movie. Again, it 100% feels like a sequel to the original movie. So if you're a hardcore Candyman fan, I think you will enjoy it. I don't know, maybe it's just me, because I really ended up enjoying the movie a lot more than I thought. So maybe I'm just holding the movie really high because I ended up liking it more than I thought. But if you're a Candyman fan, I don't think you would really have issues with this movie. I really don't. I haven't seen a lot of bad things about it. And I've seen things, people talking about the ending, which is pretty obvious. But overall, most people who have been putting reviews on Instagram and social media have, for the most part, enjoyed the movie. So I think you'll like it, but, I'm not you. So I bet people had nightmares from the original. Oh, yeah, I'm sure people have had nightmares from the original. Tell everyone I got a cameo for Tell everyone I got a cameo for 5 seconds. Yeah, that's what he meant. Tell everyone that I'm in this movie for 5 seconds. That's hilarious. A sequel to Halloween Resurrection. Oh boy, yeah. Nobody wants that. I mean, some people do, but I don't know why you would want that, because Resurrection is god awful. Let's see. I would love a sequel for Halloween Res. Ryan, speak for yourself. I mean, if you want a sequel for Resurrection, I definitely disagree with you, because I hate Resurrection. But I've seen people say that, so you're not the only one. There's a lot of people who would love to see that. To me, that's just so unnecessary. If it happened, there's nothing I could do about it, so it is what it is. But I definitely think that's unnecessary. But hey, maybe you'll get it one day. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen after Halloween ends? Let's see. Yes, invisible kill. Yeah, you don't see Candyman kill her. He's not physically there. He's invisible. But just just the way that was shot to me just really stood out. I was like, whoa, that's unique, and that's amazing. It's definitely what I thought. Highly doubt that Halloween Resurrection is a bad memory for the franchise. Michael got his butt handed to him by Busta Rhymes, the most embarrassing thing ever to happen to Michael Myers. Don't even get me started on Busta Rhymes in Halloween Resurrection. Okay, we had H2O and it had LL Cool J. That was fine. I don't hate LL Cool J in that movie. But Busta Rhymes in Resurrection was the worst thing that probably has happened to the franchise. Other than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I think that's probably the worst thing. But Busta Rhymes is in to this day, I still don't fully process that. I sit here and I think, whoa, the Halloween franchise has a Halloween film with Busta Rhymes in it. Like, what? I don't know. It is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. I do think it is one of the most embarrassing things that Michael has dealt with in the entire franchise, and there's been a lot of embarrassing things in the franchise, honestly. Let's see, that scene where the camera pulls out. I love the critic lady's kill. It's so good. It is great cinematography. I agree with that. Let's see. That's why he needs a sequel, so Michael gets revenge on Busta. Yeah, we're gonna see burnt Michael Myers versus Busta Rhymes. I mean, we don't need that. That would be so terrible. Let's see. People saying Candyman didn't do good at the box office, but it made its budget back, and plus you got to think that Candyman is not as big as Halloween or Friday the 13th. No, Candyman 2021 did great in the box office. The budget for the new Candyman movie was $25 million. It made $22 million on opening weekend. So it almost made its money back in 3 days. That's pretty impressive. That's a really strong opening weekend. So I'm not sure where you heard that, but the new Candyman did very good on opening weekend in the box office. It did better than probably a lot of people expected. Let's see. Yeah, Candyman isn't on the same level as Halloween or Friday the 13th. No, of course not. If Friday the 13th was coming out, that movie would make way more than Candyman did. Same with Nightmare on Elm Street if Nightmare was returning. But Candyman did really good in the box office. It did better than I thought, and it just took us all by surprise. I think that's really the word that we're looking for. It was very much a surprise. I want all horror movies. Yeah, exactly. We want every horror movie that we love, every horror franchise that we love. Anytime that there's a new movie added to it, or even if there's just a new horror movie coming out that looks great, why would us horror fans want it to bomb? You know what I'm saying? We want it to do well. Like the new James Wan movie that's coming out this month, I want it to do well in the box office. I probably won't go see that in theaters just because I have HBO Max, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't go see it in theaters, but I want it to do well. I don't want to see a James Wan movie do bad because it's James Wan. Even if I didn't like the movie, I still would want it to be successful for James Wan because I'm a James Wan fan. None of us want to see a horror movie do bad. We don't. It was good, but could have been better. Do you mean the box office numbers? I mean, I think it did as good. It did better than expected. I don't think anyone expected it to get $22 million on opening weekend. I mean, yeah, it could have made more money, but it didn't, which is fine. Ryan, you and Machete make a fan-made sequel to Halloween Resurrection. Oh, wow. That would be interesting. It's raining outside, so you guys might hear some rain. It's the first time it's ever rained on stream for me. It's like pouring. So you guys might hear that. Me and Machete Slasher, no, I highly doubt that we would do a sequel to Halloween Resurrection. Machete Slasher, maybe. I mean, we are talking about the guy who made Hazmat, so, he makes some pretty awful stuff. No, I'm just playing. Hazmat's not that bad. If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. Go to Machete Slasher with that. Maybe he'll do it. Who knows? But I'm good on that. I do not want to be involved with that. Understand, but even if it was normal, Candyman probably wouldn't have made $30 million if it was normal. Are you saying if Tony Todd was playing Candyman? I feel like if Tony Todd was strictly Candyman and that was known, it may have made more, actually. I mean, if Candyman's going to... You got to remember, we haven't had a Candyman movie since 1999. It's been 22 years since we've seen a Candyman movie, and if Tony Todd was going to play Candyman throughout the entire film, I feel like it may have even done better than this new one. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but honestly, I think it had a very strong opening weekend. You saw Halloween... Speaking of that, it was really... I wanted to mention this. So, obviously, before Candyman came on, there's advertisements and stuff. I got to see the Halloween Kills trailer on the big screen, and it was really nice. It was really cool seeing the footage on the big screen. It gave me goosebumps. It's like every time there's something new of Michael Myers and I see it on the big screen or in the theater, I get goosebumps. I had some major goosebumps when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, there it is! There's Halloween Kills! Like, oh, there it is! I was so excited, which was really cool. And I do know that there is a Halloween Kills trailer 2 coming out at some point. I will cover that on the channel. Again, I probably won't do a live stream on it or anything, but I probably will cover it on the channel. Let's see. Yeah, LL Cool J is way better. Yeah, LL Cool J is a better actor than Busta Rhymes. I don't even think Busta Rhymes has acted that much. Honestly, the only movie I know that he is in is Halloween Resurrection. He may have done more, but probably not a lot more. Busta isn't no rapper. No rapper. Busta isn't no actor. Yeah, I agree. Nightmare on Elm Street remake made less than Candyman on its opening weekend. Well, I mean, I think the reason for that is because I feel like people are more sensitive to the character of Freddy Krueger than Candyman. Obviously, we all want Robert Englund to come back and play Freddy Krueger. Unfortunately, I really don't think that's ever going to happen. I think people, because we knew that there was a new person playing Freddy Krueger when that remake was coming out. We all knew it was Jackie Earle Haley. And I think people really were turned off by that because it wasn't Robert Englund. A lot of Nightmare fans have that mindset to where if it's not Robert Englund, they just don't care about it. So that might be why that movie didn't do so well opening weekend. I'm not sure if it did bad or good, but from what Entertainment TV is saying, that it didn't do well. But that could be the reason why it didn't do well. I think Candyman did well is because we just haven't seen it in so long, and Candyman has a lot of fans. It's a very, there's only 3 films. It's a trilogy, and, well, now there's 4, but it's a trilogy. I think it's just because of the fact that we haven't seen one in so long, and it was just the return of Candyman, and people were really excited for it. Just like Halloween 2018, I think a lot of Halloween 2018's success was because we haven't seen Myers on the big screen for so long. I think that's why that one did so well, and I think it's the same with Candyman. It was like, Candyman hasn't been on the screen for 22 years, the big screen for 22 years, and people were just like, I want to go see this. It's been a while, which I think that could be part of its success as well. Let's see. Nightmare Made Less. Yeah, apparently, according to Entertainment TV, let's see. Hazmat was awesome. It could have been better if he got Busta Rhymes in it. Yeah, you come to find out that, well, you guys don't know this, but Machete Slasher has told me that there was an alternate ending to Hazmat to where you kind of find out who the Hazmat killer really was, and once he, takes the suit off or the mask off, you come to find out that the Hazmat killer was actually Busta Rhymes. He just didn't want to. He had a few people in mind, Before Busta Rhymes, I think he called up Katy Perry or something. He was like, "Yo, Katy, you want to play the Hazmat killer?" And she's like, "No, I can't do that." So that didn't happen. And then his next call was Busta Rhymes, and Busta was very open about it. He was like, "You know what, man? I'll do it, dude." So yeah, that was going to be an alternate ending for Hazmat, but we didn't get that, which is unfortunate. Honestly, I would have loved to seen Katy Perry play the Hazmat killer, but it's very unfortunate. Let's see. Candyman 2 was awesome. Loved the opening scene. Exactly. Candyman Farewell to the Flesh to me is a very good sequel. I think it's up there with Halloween 2. I do think it's a perfect sequel. That's why I'm not going to sit here and decide if I like Candyman 2021 better or Farewell to the Flesh. I'm leaning more toward Farewell to the Flesh just because Tony Todd is Candyman throughout the entire film. And we get Candyman's backstory in that movie, which I did like. I know a lot of, like I said, characters like Michael Myers, I don't want to see their backstory. We don't need it. Same with Chucky. I really don't think we need it. But with Candyman, I felt like that absolutely worked. I never had an issue with Candyman's backstory in Farewell to the Flesh. And we kind of got that a little bit too in this new one, which also wasn't bad. I mean, we didn't see it. You have the little shadow puppet stuff going on, which was a really nice touch to the movie as well. You guys see that in the trailer a little bit. There was a lot of storytelling in this movie. I mean, there's not like the actual movie doesn't have a lot to it, but there is a lot of storytelling to it. Like they explain, Daniel, aka Tony Todd's Candyman. You get his backstory. You get obviously Michael Hargrove's backstory because you see it in the movie. But there's not a lot to this movie. It is a typical slasher movie, and if you are a hardcore Candyman fan, I think you will enjoy it. I think they went the right route with making multiple Candymans. I think that was a good idea. I think this was as good as it could have been. I really do. I think maybe the ending, of course, could have been extended. The movie itself could have been a little longer. But I think we got the best that we could have got. So I'm very satisfied with the movie. I hope you guys are as well. I don't know if you guys can hear that rain. If you guys can hear that rain, let me know, because it's literally pouring right now. Where was I? Let's see. Ryan, when you saw the Halloween Kills trailer on the big screen, did you stand up? I should have stood up and clapped. Like, right after it went off, I should have been like, yes! Yeah, let it burn! Yes! I didn't do that. I should have. But right after the trailer went off, the movie started, so that would have been really weird. Like, I'm yelling and the movie starting. They probably would have kicked me out instantly. Someone would be like, let's go get the managers, guys screaming over this Halloween Kills trailer. So I'm glad I didn't do that, but, I mean, I should have, because it really did have me excited. Let's see. I've seen the second Halloween Kills trailer. I've seen it as well. It's not officially released yet. Once it's officially released, I'll probably do some sort of video on here, probably breaking down the trailer or something like that. But from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure that is the real second trailer. It's not a bad trailer. I'll say that. I'm not going to talk about it too much yet because it's not officially released, but if that was the actual trailer, it's not bad at all. Let's see. Tony Todd should have been in it more. I agree. And so, yeah, Anthony's mom should have been in it more as well. I mean, she had more screen time than Tony Todd. I think her screen, I'm saying scream, what is this? Her screen time, I think, was actually good enough. I mean, a little more of her would have been nice, but I think Tony Todd definitely should have had a lot more because, obviously, he's a huge part of he is Candyman. He's the Candyman. That's like making a new Nightmare movie and Robert just does a little cameo as Freddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want more than that. But I'm not too mad about it. It's not something that, like, I can't, like, I'm not losing sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was fine. It still worked out. For me, at least. Candyman is a legacy, just like other horror. Yeah, Candyman he's up there. He's not as big as Jason and stuff, but he's very well known, and he's just going to continue to get bigger, especially with this new movie. And if we get a sequel to this new movie, he's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. No, the Hazmat Killer was you, Ryan, but that's in Terrifier 2. But that's you in Terrifier 2. I do cameo in Terrifier 2. I don't know where you got the news about me being the Hazmat Killer. That wasn't me. That was 100% Busta Rhymes. But in the Terrifier movie, you guys got to keep watching the background. There's going to be a picture that's framed, and it's going to be me. Okay, so just keep your eyes out for it. All right, you can't miss it. You know, I look on AMC and Candyman is crowded, so it might make more this weekend. It might make more this weekend. I think also sometimes people wait to watch reviews on YouTube or even reviews over on Instagram just to see, like, the feedback that it's getting. And then once they hear that most people are giving it a positive feedback, I think people will go see it. So you could be right. It might make even more this weekend. I don't know. I think after this weekend, though, it's going to start slacking down because obviously after this weekend, it'll be going on 2 weeks since it's been in the theater. So I think after this weekend, it will start slacking down. It's going to continue to make money, of course, but it is definitely going to slack down. But I think it's already made enough money for there to be a sequel. I really do. I think a sequel... If they announce a sequel next year, I'm not going to be very surprised. I'll be excited for it, but I won't be very surprised. But I agree, it might make more this weekend. Again, I think people wait to see what people are thinking about it. So yeah, it might make more this weekend. I would love for it to make more because I think it's a very good movie. Let's see. Let the Dangertainment begin. Let's not get into the Dangertainment stuff. I feel like this whole stream is just going to turn into Halloween Resurrection stuff. I don't want that. I don't hear rain at all. All I hear is Candyman. Yeah, there it is. I've said Candyman so many times in the stream. There should be a Candyman like count. Someone should go through and count how many times I've said Candyman and put it in the comment section down below. I probably said it over like 30 times already. Another good movie for 2021. Yeah, it's 100% another solid movie for this year. This year has been amazing. Horror Man says, I can hear it. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's raining pretty good out there. There's not a lot I can do about it. I can't turn off the rain. So you guys are just going to have to deal with it. Can we get your best Candyman impression? Oh, there it is. I was waiting for somebody to ask for an impression. And I'm sure after I do this one, I'm going to get, can you do Dr. Loomis's Candyman, which is hilarious. But let me try to do an actual, I'm going to get up close to the mic, so this might be kind of loud. Clear my throat here. No, I can't. I don't know. That's probably the best I could do. If Loomis was doing it, he would just be like, Helen! It would be very weird. That's the best I can do, I'm sure. Yes, I agree with Horman. Let's hear it. Oh, well, I just did it. I hope it was good enough. The movie should have followed up on Helen's Ghost or the next movie to hunt Anthony's girlfriend. Should have followed up on Helen's Ghost. I don't know about that. That's a little weird to me. I think what they did was good enough. I really do think that they did the best that they could with it. I think the story was very solid. They took it in a direction that actually worked. So I really don't have a ton of complaints with this movie. Funny question. You think Halloween Kills will make more than Candyman on its opening weekend? Yeah. 100%. It's Halloween. It's Michael Myers. It's 100% going to make more than Candyman. I don't think Kills is going to make more than Halloween 2018. I don't even think it's going to make as much as Halloween 2018. It's definitely not. But yeah, it's going to make way more than Candyman. Michael Myers is such a bigger horror icon than Candyman. I'm not saying Candyman's not huge because everybody loves Candyman. Most horror fans love Candyman. I haven't heard a lot of complaints with the Candyman franchise or character. So, of course, Halloween Kills is going to make more. It's Halloween Kills. Let's see. You said Candyman 46 times. That's probably true, to be honest. Please do Dr. Loomis's Candyman. Well, I did. I don't know how it sounded, though. Be my victim! Ah! I don't know. I think 2023 will be the next Candyman. I think, yeah, if they do a sequel to this Candyman that we got this year, most likely we will see that in 2023. Yeah, I think 2023 would make sense. I think that would be a good year to release it. If not that year, 2024. Like, don't make it too soon. I think if anything, if we are going to get it, they probably will announce it next year, but maybe they'll start shooting next year. But 2023 would be a good year to release it, as well as 2024, in my opinion. Let's see. You are the official Halloween Kills channel. 80s Horror Fan has been saying that since day one, that I'm the official Halloween Kills channel. I try to give updates when I can. I'm sure I've missed some. When this new trailer comes out, again, I will do a video over it. So let's go ahead and get some final chats. Let's go ahead and get some final questions about Candyman or whatever you guys want to talk about. I probably will be wrapping up this stream soon. But again, overall, I am a fan of the new Candyman movie. If you guys have seen it, let me know your thoughts. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's very good. Yeah, so let's get into some final questions, and then I'll end it here. He's now the official Candyman channel. I do want to do more Candyman content. I don't have a lot of Candyman content. I did a horror movie night on the original Candyman, which is on the channel now. I did a few updates, or no, I don't know if it was up. I did an update and a trailer breakdown for the new Candyman movie, and now I've done this stream. At some point, I will do more. I want to do a stream over probably maybe the original 3. Maybe I'll talk about all 3 of them in one stream. That could happen in the future. But I do want to talk about Candyman more. It's a franchise I want to get into more. It's one that I don't watch a lot, but I definitely do love it. I really do love the Candyman franchise. Let's see. Candyman will probably follow the Halloween route with sequels. I would say so, especially since it did really well. I would say, well, maybe not 2 sequels like Halloween, but I feel like at least 1 sequel will definitely happen. I would like to see another one and see how that goes. Maybe we'll get another movie. Maybe we won't. Let's see. Gotta do reviews for Candyman 1992 and Farewell to the Flesh. I'll probably do that. I've been wanting to do more reviews on the channel. I did one. I think now it's been 3 weeks to a month. 3 weeks to a month ago, I did The People Under the Stairs. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's a pretty decent review. I'm not the best reviewer. I feel like I review things better on stream. I feel like I've sort of reviewed the new Candyman on here to an extent. Yeah, I feel like I kind of reviewed it on here. The new Candyman, but maybe I'll do a video over Candyman 2021. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe this will be all I do. What would Dr. Loomis say if Dr. Loomis, Busta Rhymes, and if he saw Busta Rhymes in Haddonfield? What would Dr. Loomis say to Busta Rhymes? He'd probably say, "This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. Make a rap song." I don't know. He'd say something stupid, I'm sure. Do you think Candyman will hit 100 million? I don't know if it will exactly hit 100 million. It might get close to 100 million, but I don't know. Maybe it will. I mean, I don't know. I would imagine it has over 40 million by now. Maybe it doesn't. I can see it getting close to 100 million, but I don't think it would. I don't know. It might not. It might. I could be completely wrong. Do a stream on the original 3 would be awesome. Yeah, I think I will do a stream on the original 3. Again, I want to do more Candyman content because it's something that I really do love. I need to watch them more, but I definitely could do a stream on the original 3. That'll happen at some point. Let's see. Horrorman agrees. I'll probably do it at some point. Candyman may hit 100 million worldwide. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. 75 million worldwide. That sounds more realistic. I think I could see it hitting 75 million worldwide for sure. But 100 million, I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. But again, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for joining the stream tonight, being in the live chat. I want to thank everybody for watching. Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, where does this movie fall? I give it an 8.5 out of 10, 100%. It surprised me. It was a lot better than I thought. So out of 10, I give it an 8.5. But again, I want to thank everybody who is watching this as a video or anyone who is in the live chat tonight. I love all of you guys. It's always fun talking with you. Again, I'm not doing an MMR live next week out of respect for 9/11. It's going to be the 20th anniversary. Again, follow my Facebook page or my Instagram. I will update you guys on what's going on. Maybe I'll do an episode this upcoming Friday on September 10th. I may not, so definitely follow those so you guys are updated. I'll update you guys way ahead of time. But with that being said, please leave a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I always do horror content, especially if you're a horror fan. And I will see you guys on the next video or stream. I don't know.